Welcome back, everyone, to the Intel Extreme Masters Chicago qualifiers as we're into the South American qualifiers and into another match here as we're in on cash between Luminosity and W7M. There's W7M on the CT, Luminosity on the T, who already have that first map under their belts. Now looking for their second map, and more importantly, to get one step closer through to represent the region at the first event here in the Windy City.
Very, very true. Obviously, this is the map pick coming out from LG, and with that, W7M got to choose the side they started on. Cash, a very equal map in terms of the T versus CT half, so maybe not the best advantage W7M could have, but coming into the pistol, this is where they need to gain their advantage early on. Exchange in towards middle as the bomb hasn't quite been seen just yet. Luminosity is holding off the CT aggression, waiting for someone to push towards Squeaky, towards B, but instead, Pank with the first frag onto N1, takes the head off of Any. And now we're into the 5 versus 4. Ro4 could be going down though. Does he anticipate the play here coming out from Zach? And the coach isn't going to be the most skilled. And that's an example why.
Well, now YJ and Rat's trying to hold on to the A site. Yellow's going to rush in pretty much by himself. I'm not sure if that was miscommunication or what, but him and Rat's able to just come up big here and shut down the pistol round against LG. Really unfortunate for them. But W7M starting off strong. Kind of like what they did on Mirage. They did lose the pistol round. They did win the third and the first gun run for themselves.
Yeah, they did. Obviously, coming into this one, 16 to, what, 7? But it was a 15 to 4, so even then, basically just confidence rounds. It was a very, very one-sided match in the first map, LG versus W7M. And Deagle shot there from Neck is trying to connect onto Riot, but instead, it's going to be the man advantage here for the CT side as we see a force buy coming out from LG. What's left of it anyway? 2 Deagles, 2 CZs. As they try to find the heads early on, the Desert Eagles very good at finding opening picks. As the timer ticks down and the round starts to conclude, the Deagles' impact does lessen. So this is the part where they need to find the entries, but so far, Riot is the only one finding them, as Ro4 adds to the tally of kills in favor of the CTs.
Lucas able to respond onto 1, though, but RMN's going to be there for the cleanup. And W7M got that strong start they were hoping for. 2-0 now for themselves, as they're going to continue to buy up any of those lost guns. A couple of umps, a couple of MP7s. Unit FAMAS in there, not the best of buys, but they know they have the time to work with, knowing that Luminosity invested everything they had into that last round. This should be relatively easy pickings for them because there's only like a P250 or 2 for LG.
Yeah, obviously the bomb not going down, anticipating the force bar to come out into round number 2. Therefore, into the third round, they are going to be waiting for the full eco, and they are going to be correct with that assumption. It's going to be the triple SMG setup coming out from the CT side, 2 MP9s for RM and Ro4, and then the UMP for YJ. As Yell and Co obviously just holding here towards T spawn. We've got 3 players located towards B, well, B side of T spawn. Lucas in towards mid main, holding for that aggression, and then Yell holding towards the, well, eventual walkout towards A main, hoping that someone doesn't get boosted in towards middle. But then again, we have Ro4 and YJ fairly close. They could go for that play, catch a Yell off guard, as they are maybe trying to ponder the thoughts. But so far, minute left on the clock here. Molotov going to be wasted essentially versus Luminosity as the tag comes through onto Ro4. But obviously anticipating the 3-0 start for W7M. But we saw the exact same Mirage. We know how that one ended.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate sight for them. But then again, Luminosity were playing with Steel, not with Zach. Even though Zach did come in towards the last, I think, 4 or 5 rounds in that last match. Riot's though opening things up onto a kill in middle. That was Lucas going down. 3 players for LG who were over towards B, going to rotate back towards mid, but straight into the bullets of Ro4. Gets himself 2 more kills and a bunch of money to his wallet. And RMN's going to come in to clean up the last 1 or 2 frags. So W7M, what we expected, LG, not really netting many kills off these first rounds. But here we go, the first buy round for both teams now. Luminosity getting those AKs. They do have the opportunity to go glass cannon for N1 if he wants to. He's got the money for it.
Yeah, the question is, do they want to go for the 5 AK rifle setup to go for an execution, potentially off the back of, not spawns, but from the default, take B control towards checkers, take control towards A main and Squeaky, maybe go for a boost up towards middle, and from that make the mid-round cool. Oh wow, Yell here going to be applying the pressure, actually going to be catching 2 players off guard towards the B site. Yell, Neck is so close to exploiting, catching the players off guard towards the B site here from W7M, but they're going to be hearing the steps as the push comes through and the timing works in his favor. 2 men approaching in onto 1. It's all down to Pank into a 1 versus 2, wins the first duel. And somehow this is a 4 versus 3 in favor of the CTs.
RMN got caught throwing out a grenade there. I think that was a smoke. Yale's going to take down Pink, and that's going to be no one left in that B side, but they don't know that. The bomb going to be on N1 over towards main with Zach there to support. Maybe they're slowly going to rotate in as Yale's going to make the calls. He does officially clean out the site. As you can see, W7M, they have not rotated anyone over towards B, though, because they, I guess, know the bomb is over towards the safe side. Zach gets a major kill into YJ. Gives him the man advantage, most importantly. Now you can see him quickly turning tail, trying to get back towards this B side. They got time to work with here. Yale's already set up as well, tucked in on site to cover many different angles. But they have to be very wary of that vent. That could be the real pivot point here for W7M. That's Ro4. It's going to be the one here. The vent's not broken, though. So if he wants to come through, he's going to have to give away that spot. Meantime, Riot's pushing in through upper. This bomb should be going down momentarily.
Bomb planted for Checkers. Ro4 rotating in via vents is an obscure position to be in. But to have it with an AWP as well just makes things even more awkward. Lines up the pop flash at the top of vent. Let's see if it actually works. I've never seen this work, and there you have it. A prime example of it working in front of your eyes. Rise for 1 as well. As we witness the 1 versus 1, AWPer versus AWPer. But only Ro4 has the AWP in hand, down to 5 HP, as well as he's going to be slowly making his way around the default site. Isolates Yale, finds the final kill, and in a 3 versus 2, W7M make it work.
Sorry, that pop flash? What?
Never seen it. What
was that?
I've only seen it once in pro play, and it was from an American team a long time ago. And actually, thanks to Rush, it pops above the vent, and if they're looking towards the vent, it does blind them.
That was fantastic. I didn't actually expect that to work out so well for him, and he comes through with a nice little quick scope as well. That was a massive kill they needed. And it gets them their 4th run on the board now. 4-0. Luminosity up in maps, yes, but down on this one. So now see boost being denied here by the Molotov. Meantime, Yell again gets up, pushed aggressively. Pank gonna get the better of him this time, though. And Neck is not able to respawn with the refrag. RMN, though, he's still gonna be in towards Checkers. I think Neck has just spotted the player running back towards the actual site. Gets the kill himself, taking it back down to a 4-on-4, but Nekus is very low in HP. Riot's an odd angle for him to take. Almost certainly not gonna be expected of Lucas, but Lucas gets the better of him. What a shot, and YJ can't clean up. Zach, who pushes out towards Forklift, eventually able to close out that frag. But you can see, though, W7M, even the rounds that are winning when it comes to gun rounds are so awkward. Like, it's not like they're winning them cleanly. They're losing a lot of players.
They are indeed, but into a 3 versus 3, and Pank has the advantage moving forward in towards the B site. Lucas, Nekis, sub 10 HP. And with that, we have to be favoring the CT side into the scenario, as they are charging up towards Highway, but actually it's going to be Lucas here. Other 2 players are pondering the idea of maybe going through vents. It all depends on the next kill, as they do get split out towards Highway. The headshot angle not going to be working out for Ro4, as now we're into the 5 versus 5. They wish. 3 versus 2. YJ still on towards the site. 2 of the players that are coming in and impeding in towards him are onto low HP, so he's got such a good advantage here into these duels. But Neckers with the instant headshot denies any chance of a health advantage. But the flank coming in, Pank. Number 4 at the door, coming in towards their main as he's swift on the retake. Bomb will be planted. Oh, Pank gets spotted out though. That's the issue. Doesn't find the kill, and into the 2 versus 2, they can peak in unison.
That could have been a massive kill for them because Nekus has no health left and just barely stays alive with the help of that smoke. You see Pank trying to push up. He knows there's one in towards door. Can assume there's one in towards site. He doesn't spot out Nekus. They actually run on top of each other. He gets the frag. He switches to the AK. And now N1 all by himself with 42 HP. He's actually sticking his defuse. Is N1 going to challenge this? No, he's still sitting towards door. Pros don't fake, and Pank gets W7M another round on the board, 5-0.
So from a psychological point of view, if you're in a 1 versus 1 and the CT taps it and you're onto low HP, which N1 was, you don't want to shoulder peek and get one-shotted and die. You don't want to overface and give away the kill and make it so obvious. Instead, you have to hope that he doesn't stick it, and Pank knew that N1 was low. It would have been cool, the fact that he wasn't to low HP. And because of that, he knew he could stick the bomb, and N1 wouldn't have the balls to peek it onto low HP. And with that, he will grant the 5th round hit for W7M. But the bomb was planted, and with the round loss bonus, they can continue to invest into weaponry, as the HE grenade does fly in towards A main. Connects a little bit of damage, but Ro4 actually be tagged up even more as he tries to transition in towards the right side of quad. So now they know exactly where the AWP is, and Ro4 going to be flashed off of the angle towards quad because of the Molotov. Smoke is poor and leaves a massive gap, which we should be seeing W7M exploit.
Oh, Yell gets saved by teammate Smoke there. Actually, that was his own smoke to actually burn out that Molotov that was currently on the ground. Trying to boost up over the smoke here. Lucas trying to actually spot out a player. Smoke just a little bit too thick, at least on our sides. Still 2 players for Luminosity holding out towards teammate at least. And currently, RMN is actually pushed up middle as well. So he has actually, I can't know if he's in checkers or if he is actually in mid. Actually, he was in checkers. He was in vent, if I'm not mistaken. And one in the meantime, though, gets a big kill into Ro4. Brad trying to hold down from forklift, but Lucas comes in, shuts that down. Construction equipment not required for him is now finally Luminosity look like they have some hold on this round, especially now with YJ going down. Pank, the last man alive against 5, and has no chance. And finally, Luminosity, like the team we expected, has started to show up in this round.
Well, the thing is, first buy round came into play. It was 3-1. Or 4-1, excuse me, and we saw the 1 versus 2 from Yell. If that round was lost, and then LG win the next buy round, there's no cash for W7M, and we could be witnessing a 4-3 advantage for LG, a 5-3 advantage for LG, but off the back of that 1 versus 2, the crucial round 1, it's seen W7M take to a stark lead, and LG starts to find their footing into this second map of this best of 3. Obviously, they are lacking their in-game leader, which is obviously a very, very big missing piece. You know, the AWP is pivotal, the in-game lead is pivotal, but let's see if they can make up for it pure firepower.
A great job by Nekus there to clean up YG on the site. Obviously with some pistols here, Ro4 is trying to provide some sort of help here from long range with that smoke in the way. The bomb has been planted though. Luminosity have 4 players alive. You can imagine they're most likely going to try to save these or look for these exit frags as Luminosity try to escape. Most importantly, with the amount of weaponry they possibly can. Even though they didn't drop a player in the last round, they have to build up that bank, build up that economy. You need to be able to have that rainy day fun whenever W7M start to show up. And now it's a 3-on-2. Pank and RMN. RMN trying to actually stop the retreat out of N1. Pank's going to be there as well. And it looks like they're actually going to go the other route. Smart play by Luminosity. Try not to throw away any guns here. And Nekus in the meantime just trying to lurk around, trying to find out these 2 players.
Nekus probably caught wind there of Pank in towards T-Spawn as they go for the double peek in towards Squeaky, but nothing going to be found from it just yet. Instead, we go straight into round number 8. 5-2. LG still 3 rounds trailing behind. However, only 1 M4 in play here from the CT side. CZ for RMN. But apart from that, pistols across the board. No Kevlar for 3 of the players as well. So there should be a 5-3 scoreline going forward. And with that, with the Sol M4 playing solo towards the B site, Nekus not going to be helping out W7M there as he does find the kill through the smoke with the spam in towards middle. So, big advantage here for LG as they come towards the A site, the site where the M4 is not in play.
Really important as well that they're doing that. I mean, Pank, he has opportunity to maybe get 1 kill. Riots, though. Shut Nekus down when he got the first frag on the board in this round. YJ over towards Forklift. We'll expect Lucas. Well, doesn't matter, because Lucas is going to hit that first bullet, and that should open up the A site. The bomb will be transitioned over in a few seconds. Riots, though, trying to go for the flick to Yell, and expect him to come from that angle. And now if you're W7M, you just have to kind of hope you can hold on to this M4 while Luminosity win this round and put themselves up to 3.
Try and save onto the M4, as you said. It is going to save you $3,100 going into the next buy round, and therefore you can drop over the M4 to someone else, and that extra person can invest into Molotov, smoke, flashbang, diffuse kit, maybe even an AWP as well. As now W7M have lost a couple rounds in a row. So I'm actually not sure if the AWP could come into play. I don't believe so. Obviously, they think they get the $2,400 round loss bonus. The problem is we can't see Rush. I know you're trying to show me how many rounds they've lost in a row, but we don't see it. But I think it was 4-0. Yeah, so it should be 3 rounds lost in a row. 1,400 to 1,900 to 2.4K. But we're going to find out in a second. Yeah, 2.4K as expected. So that will mean no AWP in play from the CT side. And we know how important the AWP can be. However, we didn't see much AWP play from W7M in the last map. Maybe they're a team that relies too heavily on the rifles, which is a map where cash can be played with a 5-rifle setup on the CT and T side. So, 5-3, round number 9. 2-run advantage is still here in the favor of W7M on their CT side. But how much longer can they keep hold of it? So far, 3 rounds, 1 in a row for Luminosity, as they're still applying the pressure in towards middle.
Next, they would actually push out here, go straight into vents to try to punish the player who's going to go in that direction. But as we can see, no one was going to be there just yet. Nekus, though, man in the smoke, catches out Ro4. And this aggression out of Luminosity is starting to really throw W7M in for a tilt here. It's been kind of off and on over the course of this last map in this one. But it seems like they finally have hit a pacing that they're relatively happy with here.
Yeah, playing fast, using their aim to their advantage, obviously. In terms of strategy, W7M could have the, well, chance of good rounds, good calls, good upsets in that regard. Maybe if we just utilize our individual raw aim, skill, and caliber of play that we have across the board of our roster, maybe that's where we can have an advantage, is maybe what LG were thinking. YJ going to be spotted out here towards the default site. N1 as well in towards middle, but RAM with a nice flick there towards Caron to the coach of Zach. However, they know exactly where YJ is, and he does fall for the bait, but Lucas doesn't quite have the reaction time there to catch him on the rotation, to catch him in transition towards MBK. However, bomb goes down towards the B site. They have the rotation locked off from YJ towards the A site. And obviously RMN towards Highway. He's onto 5 HP, so they're going to be trying to salvage onto the weapons they have here.
They're going to try, but Lucas is going to do everything in his book to take this away. RMN has to be so careful for this peeking towards main. He's going to lose out on his weapon. And now they know exactly where YJ is, and the rest of the teammates can honestly close around to deny this weapon. Going into another loss with basically 4 back-to-back for Luminosity. Lucas just biding his time. YJ, 35 HP. Does reposition himself, but eventually you would have to assume he's going to be overrun by Lucas.
We know he's somewhere towards A. They have the cash to try and hunt for the kill, as he's down to 8 HP, and N1 was just behind him with the deagle. One shot to the body would have found that kill and denied any saves from W7M, but not quite going to work out in their favor. As we go into the 10th round, that big lead we saw on the CT side from W7M is slowly dwindling away and being caught up by LG.
It's dwindling away quite fast, too. Yeah. It's not like, you know, these have been hard-fought, you know, round victories for Luminosity. It's just been pretty standard. That was probably one of the rounds that they have won that they've lost the most amount of people on. Lucas with a great flashbang, and Spray comes in, takes down 2 players. YJ's going to follow the only one with a weapon, and Luminosity should have the tying round here on the board in just a few seconds of time. Riots just with the CZ, and, well, Ro4 with him going down. Maybe Riots can get a kill here onto Lucas. Get an AK, but I would imagine he's not going to be able to save it, considering the bomb hasn't been planted, and probably won't for a long time since it's still sitting over and towards mid.
Ooh,
knife him. Could
go for the knife. There you have it. Knife kill onto Lucas. Still going to be the 1 versus 4. At least he has the AK to work with now, but apart from that, going to be hunted as he tried to line up the kill towards Caron to Zach, but with no armor. 1 shot to the body would have sent his crosshair soaring. So 5-5, and that lead, wow, that went quick. These were very fast rounds that were called by LG, just applying so much pressure, charging at W7M, and they were left, well, none the wiser as to what to do. But Ro4 going to be one of the AWP here, alongside of RMN. So to counter the fast play, the contact play, and the peaking style of Luminosity, W7M have gone for the call of the double up setup. So on paper, that makes a lot of sense. On paper, it could work. But obviously, execution is a different story. 2 players towards A, 1 towards middle, and 2 towards B as they go for the 2-1-2 setup. In terms of AWPs, 1 towards A and 1 towards the B side, just leaving the rifle, Ro4's towards Highway, so he will be locking down towards mid. The secondary up going to be towards the B side. LG going to be smoking out towards middle, which is usually a sign for a door burst, for a split towards vent towards the B side. But let's see what LG work off of this.
Got a triple smoke, and they're not sure exactly why. Next, though, runs around the corner. He'll get 1. Ro4 quickly going to trade that back, though, with AWP. And yell, if only he knew he could open this door and secure himself 2 frags. Luckily for W7M, though, they back away, give up the location. But YJ's pretty much be all by himself here at the A site. Yell, eventually going to pay the price for this one, but they should now know, right? It's going to come back in, maybe towards upper. And Zach on the quick flank. And Zach has an opportunity. He spots out the first one. That's an easy shot you're not going to miss. And YJ just kind of tucked in behind his own smoke, but he's got people closing in all around him from so many different angles. Zach comes in, he gets the kill on Zach, but 1 won't be enough. There's still 2 more to find. N1 hits the shot. And RMN with the AWP going to miss out on N1 and allow him to get into the site, most importantly, because he had the bomb. That could have been a massive kill towards Forklift. There was no smokes to cover off a potential picking up of the bomb. They're going to peek him at the same time, but they actually missed the shot. He goes for the quick scope. He's not going to hit it, and N1 will come back and take them now 6 straight here. And more importantly, get them in the lead.
Could have been very awkward there, Jason, going for the double face towards Car and anyone missing the shot with the AWP, but manages to bring it back with the quick scope. So, as you said, 6 now in a row for LG, 5-6. W7M going to be back and deducted down onto pistols for another time here. 4 CZs, Deagle coming out from Pank, no defuse kits, no armor as well for Ro4. He's going to be AWPing, so they're going to be saving for the additional cash to wield the big green gun. But what can you say? LG looking very, very good individually, exploiting their advantage in terms of individual skill by upping the tempo of the rounds, going fast, smoking our connector early, molotoving towards highway and flashing themselves through the middle smoke or just smoking off the cross towards middle. But into the anti-eco, to the anti-pistol round, they are going to be playing far slower. But Pank.
Let's look at this, Snots, because we talked about Steel and his like kind of in-game leading style for the team from LG. And what's like the best way to play when you don't have your in-game leader is just kind of play fast and loose and play just off your aim game, right? And I think that's kind of maybe tilting W7M a little bit, knowing that they're playing with their coach, knowing that they're playing like a man down, even like a man and a half down because they don't have their main brain within the game to help them out. Somehow Luminosity are still making this look, relatively easy.
Yeah, so far, obviously, when you have nothing to lose, they say fear the man of nothing to lose, and right now LG playing with a coach, obviously they are the favourites coming into this qualifiers. There is a lot to lose. Only one team can make it to Chicago. On paper, we are expecting it to be no tag and LG to be in the upper bracket final in that best of 5 to determine which team is going to be making it to America. But into this one, it's going to be Ro4 and Riot's left alive in the 3 versus 2. Bomb able to be escorted towards the B site. Bomb tapped, trying to see if they can force out the peak from Riot towards CT spawn, but he will not be taking the bait as of yet. But the smoke does eventually fade. And so will his life momentarily as, it does, dispatch of him. 7-5 heading into round number 13. 1 round away from winning the half as a bare minimum 8-7 in the favor of the T's. W7M on the CT side look lifeless, and one of the things we saw from LG on the CT side is they are very, very good on that defense.
So let's theorize a little bit really quickly right here, because W7M have tried multiple things to deal with Luminosity. They tried double up setup, didn't work. They tried playing a little bit more aggressive, didn't work. They tried playing more passive, didn't work. If you're W7M here and you're playing on their team, what would you do against Luminosity to counter the way they're playing? Like, what is the go-to equation to win a round?
Wow.
I'll give you some time to think about it.
I was going to say,
because you do have the bomb push.
The problem is, typically, that's a great time to ask the question. It's freeze time. There should be a default coming out where they take map control, but instead, Luminosity, as we said, they've gone for such a fast style of CS. They're just charging in towards A, towards middle, towards vents, towards the B site with no Fs given. But coming into this 4 versus 4 retake, the smoke towards highway is going to fade momentarily as they have the Molotov to try and flush out towards quad. They have the flashbangs to try and blind the terrorist side players, but they have the flank most importantly towards door from Riot. And could that be the missing piece? No. No, it's not.
Yeah, he's going to have to back. I would assume have to back away from this one. Flashbang comes in. He gets 1 player, goes for the spray on towards Yell at forklift, but the spray won't land. And Luminosity now up 8-5.
So to go back to your question, what would you do if you're W7M right now? On paper, when the opposition's going for a very fast contact style of play, double op setup can be very, very effective. The reason being is players who go for the aggressive peaks walk into your crosshairs. You have 1 maybe towards A, 1 towards B. You have 3 rifles set up in towards middle, playing a crossfire. Maybe you're playing underboost, sandbags, or vent sandbags and highway. Obviously, the player towards sandbags does not smoke mid-main. He needs to smoke for the molly. And you try and utilize the orbs to get picks. If that doesn't work, maybe try play aggressive on your CT side and spice things up. If LG constantly going towards middle like we see here, take a main control at the start of the round. That way you can feel less suffocated once the T's make their way in towards middle. You have map control to gain information off of them to make your own rotations.
What was that? Sorry, I thought that was actually a jumping CZ shot. But what about aggression towards B? We haven't seen, in my recollection, W7M push B at all. They've just kind of been content with holding checkers and maybe getting a man advance.
Yeah, not at the start of the round, and that has been a bit of an issue in terms of gaining information early. Obviously, if you concede mid and stay on the sides, it's very easy to be splitted upon and very easy to be surrounded, essentially. If you come through vents towards checkers, those splits come in seconds. But speaking of seconds, there's not many left on that bomb. Actually, there is. Let's rephrase that. There's not many seconds ticked off that bomb, so maybe there's a chance here for the CT side as anyone charges through the smoke. Oh, seems like he's infamous for those sorts of aggressive plays through smokes. through whatever you name it.
I realized what the N1 stands for in his name. It stands for nice one, because that was a nice shot there.
He nice one. He is a nice one. Doesn't make sense, does it? Ignore me. Pause coming in from W7M. Obviously, they are down 4 rounds. They have had a dramatic fall off in terms of their performance going into the latter half of the first half of this second map. They were 4-1 up. Obviously, we can't read into that too much because they won the pistol. LG, if they had won that first Byron as well, which Yale clutched in, this could have been a 10, or it might even be a 10-5. This could have been a 12-3 and 11-4.
Even with Steel not in the game, it's starting to see W7M fall to the side. Obviously, they have a second chance, even if they do lose this map, because they'll be going to the loser side of the bracket. But obviously, you want to try to stave off as long as you possibly can into that point. 1 minute and 40 seconds in, and Nekis again, just pushing out middle, just right off the bat, just getting super aggressive and just looking for an early frag.
Yeah, 4 versus 5 here, obviously. Ryers with the first kill onto Nekis, but the boost coming in towards Vents, which could be exploited by Yell. Look at this, the peek comes through. Awkward antics towards the B-bomb side, but the spray eventually going to be won by the CT side. Maybe this pause is what they needed to try and recalibrate themselves going forward. So, minute 15 left on the clock here, Jason. 5 versus 3. We've usually counted out teams in this scenario, but LG earlier on versus Santos were very, very strong and potent in these scenarios. Maybe they need to do that again, but they're missing a big piece of their roster. They are down steel. Maybe they've got bricks and woods to build with, but this isn't Fortnite.
That is very true. But Lucas, though, comes in, causes a little bit of distraction over towards the B side. Zach looking for the deagle shot. Thing is, they have ops left for the 2 players remaining, and they only have 1 player now as N1. Could be the big playmaker for them to take him to 10, take him into double digits before going on to that T half or CT half. It's still going to be tough. He's being flanked. The bomb is nowhere near him. And, I mean, it's going to be a tough situation. He's going to have to rotate back towards B somehow, but YG's going to be watching the cross. 25 seconds to do so. What a great shot. Don't tell me here, Snoz, that N1 can win this. 20 seconds to go. He's rushing as fast as he can. He's most likely has to look for double kills here to potentially pull this one back. 13 seconds. Time is taken away. The deagle comes out. And he's looking for that first frag towards his left-hand side, maybe towards Vents, but RMN will shut that down. And W7M, they will get that round on the board most importantly, and take it to a 9-6 scoreline in favor of LG. But ladies and gentlemen, again, we do have to head to a short break. When we come back, we'll be kicking off the end of this match to see if we're going to a third or if we'll be done at 2. We'll see you in a few.
It's back to us. Or?
Welcome back, everyone, to the Intel Extreme Masters Chicago South American Qualifier. We're underway now with our second match of the day. Still 1 more to come up after this as we'll be taking our way through to the loser bracket, where currently W7M is trying to stave off from going to. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined here by Stas with Rushley, observing for us, doing a fantastic job. And now we can see LG, who has their coach filling in for Steel, to see if on the CET side they can still hold this one down and take it in 2.
Yes, can they take it in 2? Obviously, they're the 2-0 earlier versus Santos, and they're going to try and do the exact same here versus W7M. For those of you that missed the first matchup, it was a 16-7, and at one point a 15-4 scoreline on Mirage, and that was the map pick from W7M, so doesn't really bode too well coming into the second map here. But Ro4, P250, has the same headshot range as the USP now after the update about 6 to 8 months ago. So it does challenge out the USP of Lucas, but loses that duel out early on. 5 versus 4, but Pank comes back in to chime in.
Oh, Pank's actually getting himself a massive kill for him. Nekus, I think, let him slip by in middle as he's forced to rotate back around, gets a goosed up himself, and looking very good for W7M to come back. Pank, as flashbang comes through, gets him turning. Gets a follow-up shot. And Pank is doing serious work here. That's his 3rd kill of the round. Arman's going to respond, but Riots comes through. And LG, unfortunately for them, going to lose out on the pistol round another time here. They took all pistol rounds when they were playing up against Santos, and they've lost at least the last 2 when it comes to this map. So now, Luminosity obviously going to be saving up for the next round, or quote-unquote saving up. They're investing all their money into the round.
Yeah, it is strange.
It's kind of saving.
Yeah,
they're trying to save the round, I guess we could call it.
It is strange that they do lose so many pistols, as you said. Obviously, you look at the team on paper, Lucas, N1, Nekis, Yell, individually strong players, especially when you look at it in terms of Brazilian domestic scene. But so far today, they won one pistol in their first best of 3 earlier on versus Santos, and even to this one, they're losing many here. Both of them on cash, actually. But into the buy rounds, they are super effective. So, Pank coming in towards boost. May see the shoulder from Nekis, but so far doesn't get any inkling just yet. RMN is going to be spotted out towards events and sees N1 shoulder there towards highway. But at the moment, can N1 bait for Nekis in towards connector? And can that catch RMN off guard?
Oh, he gets the first shot. Next able to respond. Ooh. And gets the second. Pank going to fall down. Now they have access to some weapons here, especially with the yell coming out of the fence. YJ's not able to respond to this one and able to sneak away an AK in the hands of Nekis. And now there's actually a real possibility they could win this round. They've got the man advantage. And how they definitely have it is now a 4-on-2. What's going on for W7M? This was their round to take, but a couple of missteps and a couple of fantastic shots out of Nekis has gotten Luminosity back into this round. This little timed flashbang there, unfortunately, doesn't catch him. And Luminosity, they have the bomb heading their way. And they have basically 3 players here, at least in quick pursuit. Look at this yell. Is he going to do this quietly? Is he going to... He hears him running. That's going to be a quick kill. That's the bomb now going down. Now it's all on YJ by himself. He's going to be finished off here. Luminosity investing everything into that round. Well done by them. I'm trying to think of the team who used to do this first. Wasn't it Titan?
Excuse me? They used to do what?
Used to rebuy second round before every other team did. They would buy up pistols and armor second round.
Obviously the former core of, say, Fnatic, LDLC, the 2014 era, back when the Tech 9 was so overpowered, the CZ as well was very overpowered. Back then, obviously, as you said, the second round buy was very prevalent. Then there was the period of 2017, 2016, when Astralis was one of the teams that actually started early 2018 as well, where teams wouldn't force buy in the second round of the CT side because they wanted Molotovs, defuse kits, smokes, flashbangs to get map control into the first buy round. But now it's sort of come back into the force buy meta. Not sure why. Maybe the MP5 coming back into play. Sawcast in the EU qualifiers. The MP5 was massively in the meta, but Lucas, currently the meta of this round. Found the first kill. Hasn't done the bomb plant though, so there is a chance here for W7M in the afterplant.
It's going to be a tough one, though. They have CCs at least, and they have 3 of them. And we know what those weapons can do. As you see, Lucas already going down. Ro4 gets one as well. Still a 3-on-3. Still favoring Luminosity. Zach trying to come in from short. He's got Nekis there as well to help things out. And there's not a lot of HP on W7M's side to really work with here. Again, taking things slow, trying to smoke off over towards main. They know there's a player in towards quad. They know exactly where the bomb is as well, trying to actually pincer him in. And now Ro4, 1-on-3. Oh my gosh, he has the first kill. He's not able to pull off the second, though, unfortunately. There was a real opportunity. He could have actually just not gone for that first shot, snuck out, killed the 2 on site who had no idea he was there, and then turn around. But obviously, in that situation, we have the hindsight, right? We have the X-ray. We know exactly where all the players are.
Yeah, if he had found or delayed that first kill for a few seconds, denied the bomb defuse, there was only 3 seconds basically to spare on the defuse, so that could have been a chance, but all just hypothetical, hyperbolic thoughts, as instead we witnessed the 11-7 scoreline here. Molotov in towards middle. denies the peek towards mid, obviously. And what that means is Nekkers can get fast in towards vent. So, 3 players here towards the B-bomb site early on. Player in towards vent, 2 towards checkers, 1 towards connector, and Lucas alone towards the A side as the door is opened. So Lucas will be smoking out towards A main.
Maybe it's just because it's so late, but I just, in my head, if I was Lucas, it's like, wow, that was spoopy. And then he just backs away if the door's open by itself. I know it makes no sense. But again, it is 1 a.m. here as we're casting from the ESL studios in Cologne, Germany.
Not from Brazil, obviously.
Yeah.
Logistically, pragmatically, and business-wise, that does not make sense if you were to go to Brazil.
But it'd be fun.
Exactly.
It'd be real fun. I've been there before, twice now, actually.
Rubbing it in. Rubbing it in. Ooh.
And Riot says rubbing in that shot against Lucas, too. Nice little 1D. Does equalize things in terms of people, but obviously in terms of equipment value. So we have that double M4, the AK, and the AWP. And N1, he's looking for the shot towards door. Maybe a little bit scared that someone's pushed out of main because he doesn't have anyone to actually watch this location anymore. That's unfortunate. Just sees a pixel of Eminem, but Nekkers gets the first. That was in towards mid. Now he's going to rotate in towards short to help out. And 1, able to get a follow-up and a second. Can he get the third? Yes, he does. Riots goes down. Luminosity starting to stretch their legs here, up by 5 rounds.
Yeah, this is all looking very easy for them now on their CT side. We mentioned it before. We're going to mention it again. CT side of the team with more skill gets to show off that discrepancy. So 12-7 here. W7M. I believe it was a 9-6. Yeah, it was. 9-6 half. So far, 3-1 in the second half in favor of LG. They lose the pistol. They win the force buy with the Deagles. Nekkers with 2 crazy 1Ds in towards middle. Speaking of Nekkers, he's here once again in towards vent. So 3 men towards the B site coming out from LG for the second time running into these buy rounds. W7M going to be going for the default across the map, obviously holding for the aggression towards their main, Squeaky and Boost. And then they can start to take map control towards middle as the clock does wind down. So Nekkers in towards vent. Actually, playing the off angle here allows them to spread out and disperse towards middle, but the Molotov will be flushing him back into a more defensive angle towards B. Great Molotov thrown actually from N1 will severely delay the mid default here from W7M. 12-7, obviously. Yeah. This is a massive round for them going forward in terms of breaking that economy. Look at the cash for W7M. They're out of money if they lose this.
N1, how is he allowed to play this close without being punished? What is going on here on the side of W7M? He obviously had some protections. We did see the last few seconds, and we do see a big couple of kills come in for this player. But N1 again, his 3rd frag of the round. Looking for potentially the last 2 for the aces. The bomb has rotated back towards B. You can see Zach quickly trying to rotate in from CT spawn to call this one out. Now with the smoke going down, they can almost guarantee that the bomb will be slowly making its way through. 25 seconds left to go here. And Luminosity still have the man advantage. Look at the utility, by the way, of W7M. Obviously, this round hasn't gone the way they wanted to, but just having 1 flashbang to defend this is going to be so rough.
1 flashbang to defend, but also 1 Molotov, and now 1 flashbang to assault this site as well. As Riots with 1, but unfortunately not the second as well, as it all comes down to YJ. We saw the 1 versus 2 on Mirage, but we won't be seeing it here on Cash. 13-7. Speaking of Cash, rather lackluster now for the T side, but they have lost many rounds in a row. And additionally as well, the $800 for the bomb plant means they can actually buy AK Kevlar onto all the players if they want to go for a very light investment into utility. But if they want to invest into firepower, they definitely can match LG.
Still want to see an AWP in the hands of W7M on the T side here. That's something they've been unable to really get actually throughout this T half, because this obviously has been very quick and very dominated by LG. And speaking of ops, we do have the double up set up now for Yell and for N1. N1 going to be in middle. And Yell going to be locking down towards B. It looks like a very fast push actually towards this A site. And Lucas is going to be waiting. He's going to be flashbanged up, but N1's going to be there to protect him. N1 gets the second. He's looking for the 3rd. He'll do it again. Even while flashbang gets the 4th, and the ace won't be there as Rafa's going to shut him down. And in the meantime, there's still a lot of kills traded in favor of W7M. As you can see, Luminosity are down to just 2 players. The bomb most likely to get planted. No, the nade comes to it as Zach in time. Prevents that from happening. And that was actually a buy for W7M. Or actually, no, it was a kind of a buy.
Yeah, obviously, once you have $4,000, they are going to go for that risk at this point. They're down 30-7. They have to take the risk to come back into this one. Yeah, exactly. Nothing to lose, right? So 14-7, LG doubling the scoreline now that W7M have been able to put up so far. as we head into the 22nd round is going to be LG 2 away from clinching out the second map here and winning in a double win, 2-0 fashion. We could rephrase that too.
You weren't wrong either way.
I know. I mean, what can I say? Always right in some way, even if it doesn't actually make coherent sense. But then again, not much does at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Especially when you're up at 7. Nekus comes in from behind, gets a nice little double kill. He's going to be flanked eventually, but you know what? YG's not going to hit the shot. That's really unfortunate. Somehow Nekus is able to get a quad kill in a situation he should never have been able to pick up more than 2. And now Luminosity, they're on match point here, 15-7. This next round, we'll get them through further into the winner bracket, and I think get them into the winner bracket. I want to say finals, but I could be completely wrong. I'm trying to remember where they are in the brackets at the moment. I think this is the semifinals.
LG.
Oh, so they would get through to the upper bracket final if they win this match.
Yep, it's 3.
Should never have doubted myself.
Yep, 3 best of 3 wins, so they won versus Santos, win versus this one. Now it's the upper bracket final, so they are solidified in the final. Am I wrong? No, the upper bracket final.
Yeah. If they win that, they're in the grand finals.
And obviously at that point, they have 2 chances to qualifiers. It's obviously the lower bracket. It's a double elimination. So 15-7 here. It's going to be 8 map points to work with for LG. Obviously, maybe the last one they even need here is Nekus still delivering such big blows. 26 kills for him after 22 rounds being played out. It's not looking good here. 3 versus 4. Man advantage here for LG is with 1:15 left on the clock. N1 searches in towards middle as he tries to collect the next kill here for his team. Trying to get ever closer to that 16-7 scoreline, but Bomb making his way towards the B side. They have 2 players there already, even towards Vent as well. It's the off angle that could be catching players off guard. All in all, Jason, this all sets us up for a 2-0 in terms of the maps.
Definitely with those shots coming through out of Yell. Zach as well, rotating from Vents. Last player is going to be YJ up against 4. He's going to get the first, but the second will not have an opportunity as Yell is able to take him down. And Luminosity will come through again, even with the coach standing in for Steel. They've been able to pull off the victory and get themselves through to the winner bracket final. Really well done from them. Really surprised to see Zach step up like that.
Very, very one-sided, obviously. 16-7 the first map. I think it was, what, 16-8 in that last one as well. So what can you really say about LG apart from an expected performance? Coming into the bracket, coming into the qualifier, they are the favourites alongside No Tag, and so far they are delivering as anticipated.
Yeah, and that's what we expected out of them. And guys, we do have to head, unfortunately, to a break. But when we come back, we'll be kicking off our final match of the night. I believe it's going to be a loser bracket game. Not sure off the top of the head what match we'll be going to, but it'll be a great one nonetheless. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon.